Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean 3. Last time we finished up our business to the top right of the map there. And what did we get? Treasure chest? Something like that. Anyway, if we head in this direction, which I've backtracked to off screen, we have access to another little offshoot area, place, thing, whatever. And over here we can actually get something a little more useful. Assuming I can, get all the way up there and collect all the map in the meantime. Go, there's the exits. So yeah, save point. Guess what that means? Yeah, the game's not too subtle when it comes to boss fights, but oh well, that's no big deal. I just started, but I haven't made a proper save file in a little while, so might as well overrun that one. Go. Now, do I have the proper setup? Do I? Yes, good enough. I don't need anything special for what's in here. Place full of dragons? Dragon zombie. Why not? Anyway, you can get 2 battle trophies out of this boss fight. Hopefully I can get them on my first shot.
Looks like more than the usual.
You do want to hang back and use aiming device. Watch out for the boulders, because they can be a real pain in the ass. And be careful for the aura stuff, because that can do quite a bit of damage. Beating this guy within a minute is pretty easy. Let's go hide back here. Again, watch out for the boulders. Come on. Finish him off. There we go. Not too difficult with this fight. Do be careful, because Albel is still a little weak at this point. He can take a bit too much damage. But even though it's a dragon and we're fighting him on an underdeveloped planet, we get a new gun for Maria, and it is awesome. It is one of her better weapons she'll get for quite some time, and it's a much-needed upgrade. Unfortunately, she hasn't really gotten one since the first one I made for her. But whoa. Well, I guess that would explain why we fought a zombie. A graveyard. I guess that's supposed to sound like an air dragon. Go figure. It kind of just sounded like a foghorn almost. How come Nell's the one who figures this out, and not Albel? You'd assume it would be something that Albel would know a lot more about than Nell. This is Aeroglyph territory, and they're the ones known for the air dragons. But yeah, basically, there's an intact dragon's windpipe, which I believe has a whole bunch of sinews and flesh, which would not survive. But whatever. Maybe it's made out of bone and dragons. I don't know. I would assume not, but whatever. Anyway, it's a valuable item that can be made into flutes that make special sounds. And I'm not sure if this means he's curious, trying to figure out, oh, how did she know about this? Or if he's becoming impressed with our ability to fight, or if he was just, oh, I never thought to do that. I really don't know. But anyway, we get the dragon's windpipe. Still poisoned. Let's get rid of that. And I forgot that nobody has the heal or the antidote spell because I haven't given it to anybody yet. So let's just use aquaberries, get rid of that. Use a couple of blackberries, one for you, one for you, 2 for you, and some blueberries. Finish things off. There we go. Some nice healing there. Now, before I forget, let's put on that gun. So Pulse Needle, 120. Pulse Gun, 190, and -2 Fury Use. This is one of her best weapons early game. Well, for quite some time, actually, just because that minus Fury Use is really, really useful, especially when you're using low Fury cost skills, such as the ones that I'm using now. So yeah, that's very, very effective. Ups her damage quite a bit. Very nice to have. Alright, so let's collect what's left of the map in here. We'll be able to collect more of this map later, but actually it's not that far into the future now. We will be getting the ability to explore all of these other areas relatively shortly. Anyway, I'm going to backtrack all the way to the workshop where we saw the adventure lady, and I'll see you there in a moment. And here we are. Just wanted to get back here off screen. No point in doing too much backtracking on screen, though some of it eventually will. Now, this section is kind of stupid. Well, I'll kind of explain this as it goes. You should try playing it. You don't actually do anything, he just tries to play it. Doesn't work. Well, this entire area is related to dragons, but I get what you mean. And it can only be played indoors. Then why did you try playing it outside? Ah, whatever. Now, what they mean by indoors is they mean in caves, such as this one. Now, you can circle button, right? Yeah, so basically, depending on whether you hold it long or you hold it short, it will have a different effect. You can also just tap it versus like a long press, or like a hard press versus a light press. This only works, of course, with the appropriate, I think PS2 controllers. I don't think you could possibly do this with the PS1 controller. I don't think it has that touch-sensitive thing. Anyway, this backtracking I'll do on screen because I had something to talk about. But we're basically just going to go up here because we haven't done anything up here other than just grab the basic part of the map. Now, over here, you could have done this at any point, but basically, if you stand around here long enough, and specifically if you run underneath of the shadow, Fate gets abducted because he's not too bright. We got abducted by a dragon. Oddly enough, that's a long drop. There's no way he survived that. But yeah, you let your guard down and ended up in the dragon's nest. Any idea what we're supposed to be while we're here? Dinner. Or lunch. Yeah, we better find a good place to go. And they like to put one of them really close to you. I'm not sure if we've shown these guys off. We probably have. Alright, let's finish you off here. Ow, that hurt. Okay, there's going to be a whole bunch of these guys I'm going to have to fight. Basically just trying to get the map in this area. So we'll see how far I can get before I have to start going and fighting a bunch of battles off screen so I can have access to the rest of the area. We are going to be able to come back here later and specifically, you know, get areas that are locked off to us. But for now, let's just do this. Ah, there we go. Ancient book number 5. And we get Elven Slippers, which are actually not... Okay, and after a couple of battles against these guys, Albel leveled up and I lost my battle gauge. Not happy about that. But he learned Taunt, which I don't care about, Palm of Destruction, which I don't remember, and No Guard, which is kind of useful for him. Anyway, let's get through some of this part here, move on to the next screen. Now let's take a look at new skill setup. Palm of Destruction. I am not particularly familiar with a lot of Albel's techniques because I tend to use him late game, power level him up, and then try and use him briefly, and then get bored because, yeah, I haven't done a lot of work with Albel. I know he's useful, and he does have some good skills late game, but right now he's not particularly effective, unfortunately. So Air Slash has been more effective than Shockwave Swirl for me, so I'm going to put on Palm of Destruction and see if it's of any use. I'm assuming it kind of looks like it'll be a useful close technique. No Guard, again, you know, this is involving not flinching, which is really more important when you're fighting enemies that use a lot of attacks that do small amounts of damage. And there's a specific enemy and specific group of enemies that I have in mind for that. but we haven't run into them yet. What do you need? Let's give you attack, since AI is controlling you right now. And sure, why not? Give you a little more MP. You could probably use some at this stage. Let's use some symbology, heal up real quick, and now we can move on. So yeah, this area, pretty much, you know, a couple of treasures and not much else. We also have another new enemy here, these little blue dudes. Okay, enough of that guy. Can't get this treasure chest yet, but like I said, soon. There's not a lot of these little blue dudes laying around here, but with triple experience, you can actually get, I think, about 1,000 experience from fighting these guys. Basically, they're very similar to the other ones, except they're smaller. So let's just, ow. It'd be nice if I could hit them without getting hit myself. There we go. They're actually weaker than the other ones, but they do have a very high chain gauge, bonus point to whatever, so they're high level. Let's see, can I get through here? Yes, I can. Probably can't get out, but we get superior chainmail that I forgot was here, and so I purchased an extra one for all my characters. Okay, there we go. Should be able to get out of here. There we are. It's not too bad. Woo! Did not want to go that way. Alright, let's collect a little more map here. I will be coming back here. Make sure I can get as much map as I can. Can't even remember which parts I've gotten. But I don't want to have to run through these guys a second time. So for the most part, I won't have to. There is a little bit that I'll want to do, but anyway, let's just get through here. One more layer. I don't think there's anything in these bones. Doesn't seem like it. So, as you can see, we kind of have access to there, or at least we will, eventually. Don't worry, we're about to get that item. It's somewhat close. We have to do that before we can actually proceed with the game, so it's nice that they actually give it to you as part of the plot, as opposed to dicking around and having to do it later. We do still have to come back to a lot of places, specifically Douglas Forest, the Curlsaw Caverns. Am I going back? I am going back. Why am I doing that? Let's go this way. And as you walk through here, we get another little cutscene, and what in the name of all that is holy is that? That is not the theme you play when you fight baby dragons. Or maybe it is, I don't know. But this one walks on two legs and seems to be taunting us or asking to follow. Weird. Anyway, yeah, that dragon is weird. This is the one I was talking about an episode or two ago about there was a different little baby dragon at some point, and I wanted to, I was wondering if it was one that I ended up having to fight, but yeah. Talk to him. We get a little growl. That's pretty much it. I just want to make sure I didn't lose any map. That's the thing. As you go through doorways, you often have to go back through them to get 100% of the map. Anyway, here we get money. Money, that's good. And make sure you collect the map before going into this area, because I recognize that sound. So, pretty much, RPG character, survive Falls of Infinite Heights, and he's so stupid that he just walked over a cliff. Now, the reason why I organized the area that I've gone through in the order that I did is because this brings us back here, and we've already been here, we've already explored everything at this point. And we can head in here now. Now, the way that this works is you need the bone flute in order to proceed. And once we get here, there's a happy dragon. Now, I can't remember. Let's see if it lists it here. I think they're in some valuables. Ah, there it is. No, it doesn't tell me, so I'm going to have to look up and write down my there's 4 different types of button presses you can do for this thing, from a short tap, and I can't remember which ones do what. And if you do the wrong one, you fight a dragon. It's not like it's a challenge to fight a single one of these dragons. I think these ones are actually a little more powerful than the regular ones, though I could be mistaken.
Let's go.
Anyway, that's what happens if you do it wrong. So I'm going to look up all of the correct ones and write them down so that I have easy access to them, because we're going to use them a whole bunch in the upcoming area. Okay, that was more intensive than it needed to be. Apparently there's a weird compatibility issue with controllers and even using keyboards and the PC SX2 emulator that I'm using to record this. Well, to play it. And so yeah, I had to go and figure out, and basically the way it's working for me is you bind your circle button, in my case, to my controller, just leave it normal, and bind the circle to another button, preferably on the keyboard, because your controller will probably be full of bindings already. And what you do is there's a slider toward the bottom of the config page. You just slide that down. I've got mine at 0.505, I believe, and it works for me. For whatever reason, I can't get it to work on a single button, but that's whatever. Neither here nor there. So the idea here is if you talk to these paintings, and there will be more of them, that'll tell you what the dragon is, or what emotion the dragon is displaying. In this case, it's happy. Now, in order to do a happy song with the flute, you need to do a light tap of the button. Now, if you're on a PS2, this should be fine. Just tap the button really lightly. It's kind of finicky. I remember that a real pain in the ass the first couple of times I played it, but not too bad. There's also a playful sound, which is I hold the button lightly, which is hard to do, but it's kind of like press it half to 3/4 the way down and just hold it for a couple seconds. There's a sad tune, which is a hard tap, and there is an angry song, which is a hold the button down for a couple seconds. So I've bound it to a key on the keyboard, so now I can actually do this properly. There we go. And as we continue in here, we're in the ruins of Barr. We get new music, but the thing is, we actually keep continuing on with the same map. So we're still working on the same map. So let's continue on for a bit. This is an angry dragon, so I need to hold the button for a couple seconds. And assuming I didn't screw up, there we go. Now, you do want to head in here first, because there's actually some stuff in here, including a cutscene. I don't think this one's voiced. I don't know. We get Elbel, and now there's like no voiced cutscenes, and Elbel has an awesome voice actor, so it kind of sucks. But what do you mean live together with dragons? Oh, they mentioned, I think, a few episodes ago that there were actually some people who used to live with dragons. I guess it's not really living together now, is it? Just the way humans live with, well, every other animal on the planet, including humans, and plants, and microorganisms, and insects, and the planet itself. What's up there, Albel? Oh yeah, kinda, sorta, not really. Yeah. Well, the way humans have evolved, we've kind of understood that we can justify a difference between, purposely torturing someone and killing in somewhat self-defense. Anyway, enough of this. This is getting too deep. Let's get some synthesis materials. Now, pretty sure there's something here. Just can't remember what. Some books. Oh, until recently. They look difficult. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Now, can I get this now? I know there's something else here. Gotta be something else here. I'm sure I remember getting at least one other thing in here. Yeah, I do. It's in here. I thought it was right there. Well, I'll have to come back and get it later. I'm pretty sure there's an item here, though. Get all that map. There we go. Okay. Well, that's probably going to do it for this episode. Let's play Star Ocean 3. Next time, we're going to continue through the rest of this little area and onto the next area, which is kind of a pain, but it's also a really good thing because we're going to get something I really, really need. And this is another happy dragon, so with that, I will say I'll see you guys next time.